Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time of day you're watching this. I hope you're having a fantastic one. If you're new to my channel, my name is Colin Mason Wayne Whitfield, and I make videos about film, photography, and DaVinci Resolve. Also, feel free to subscribe. I make new videos every Thursday, and if you are watching this and you want to be notified whenever I release a new video, feel free to hit that bell icon. But with that being said, let's hop into Photoshop and I'll show you guys how I edited these photos. So now that we're in Photoshop, this is the breakdown and turned off. This is what it looked like before, and this is after. I'll show you all the things I did. I brought this cloud image in. I put some Gaussian blur, camera raw filter, and some more Gaussian blur. I think the camera raw filter was just me adjusting some colors in it. And I throw some curves on it to brighten it up a little bit. Then add some exposure to bring it back down. And then I used a brush and brushed everything out. Brushed just the sky in back to the photo. And this is just a copy of the background. As you see, it's adding a little bit more of the field back in. So if you just look right here, put that back in, and other curves to brighten it up a little bit. And right here I threw another curves on it and darkened this area right here, darkened a little bit of myself in the photo, in the backpack as well, and some of the ground. And here I just took some fire assets from what's it called, Action VFX. I was basically just video layers, and I just imported some of the photos. So how you import that is literally all you go is to import. You go to File up here, you go to Import, and then Videos and Frames, and then you look in your folders for wherever assets you want. In this case, I use fire, so I added a bunch of fire clips from the fire, and I threw them in. And then right here is the fill. It's basically just gives me this glow, this edge glow emanating from the fire. And some hue and saturation to the fire. I can zoom in here. Hue and saturation just made it a little bit more punchy. And then I blurred the fire, because when fire is hot it gives like this blurring effect. Then I threw a LUT on there just to give it a little bit more contrast and punch. This layer is a VHS layer. It's basically the same thing that I did with the fire. Just File, Import, and then Video Frames to Layers. And then I threw a paper texture on there, and I changed the blend mode to multiply. And then I just exported this as a JPEG and put it in here. I added some tape just to make it just to add like a different style from how I usually edit my photos. And I kind of like this style with the tape, so I think I'm gonna try to stick with that type of style. All right, let's move on to the next photo. So we start with the background, and the cleanup, I just had some fuzz, some little fuzzies from the field, and I took those out. Added the curves to darken everything. Added the fire onto the rope. Add some saturation to make this my skin pop a little bit more. The distort layer is basically the same thing as I did in the other photo. It's just making the fire a little bit more blurry. and I added a little glow. I added a color fill right here to give the fire some glow, and I used a Gaussian blur on that. After that, I added a LUT on there just to give it some vibrance. And then I threw another VHS layer on there as well. Then I exported it as a JPEG, and I added these paper squares. And then I threw the photo on here. I changed the blend mode to overlay. And then I have these little white spaces, so I decided to add these error messages in here. And then after that, I added some tape, some clear tape on there, and then darkened it so you could see what's actually in the photo. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like. Also, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. To hit that bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Links are in the notes below. And until next time, eat, sleep, and dream films, and I'll see you guys in the next video.